A very good evening. I'm Renko Trader, otherwise known as Paul. Welcome along. It's a bit of a different video this week. I'm going to show you. I've been asked by numerous people in the chat room and in our, in our free Telegram group. I want to trade Forex pairs. Can I? Can you show me some sort of strategies that work with pairs? And so I said, yeah, all right then. Well, I will do. I'm going to show you a strategy I haven't done in a long time, but it works. The reason why I don't do it is because I find structure breaks, which if you watch my other videos, that's a strategy I trade. I find that to be so easy, really. I can switch my computer on at 7 in the morning and in 15 minutes I'm done. Even if it's a choppy day, like for instance today was a bit of a chop. It's been bad as gold for the past couple of days, a bit choppy, a bit all over the place really, but it's kind of helped me out because it means I'm trading less. I'm looking at the market going, oh, I need to get out here because it's a little bit too choppy. Like for instance today I did 7 trades, 5 wins, 2 losses, but I stayed out of a lot of the chop because of this filter that I have down here, this indicator here. So if I show you some of the trades I did this morning, these are all the trades that you could potentially take. It's a feature of the indicator Renko Gold, so you can get it to show you automatically where it thinks there is a structure break trade, and you can set your target price, your take profit and your stop loss to whatever you want, and it'll paint it on the chart so you can have a quick look and see if I took everything, which I'm not advising you do, but if I took everything, how would I get on? As you can see today, sort of from 7 o'clock, we had a win here, win there, we had a loss there, win, a loss, a win, a win, a loss, a loss, a win, a win, a loss, a loss, a win, a loss, a win. So you can see it's sort of about kind of like, I mean, it was quite a choppy day. It's, probably about 50% really. But that's where this then comes in. So where there's orange and red, we wouldn't have taken a trade. So it keeps you out a lot of these trades, like for instance this one and this one that would have lost. It's kind of keeping you out of those. There's a load of chop here, as you can see. Luckily it didn't give us any trades because the breakout range was relatively large. Probably wouldn't take this because we're still within this sort of area, but then we're going green and orange, which is quite nice. So you take this, you could take this, you'd take this, you'd take this. They're all winners. Look at this. There's a loss up there, and we've gone red and orange again. So it does keep you out. So today I did really well, but it's just about not taking every single trade that presents itself. I mean, look at this. Loads of wins here, and we've got solid green. So the way I trade it with the filter is when we've got orange and green, it's like let's go, and when we've got red and orange, it's hang on a minute. So that is today. But anyway, some of the members did quite well, and a lot of people are saying to me, can you use this on pairs, Forex pairs? And the answer is I don't really know, because I've only ever traded this on gold, and the reason is because it's easy. One pair is really easy. I have to think about it. But there is an old strategy that I used to use on Forex pairs, and I've got a system where I sort of rank all the Forex pairs, and I haven't done this for a while, but I can do it by strength. So, it'll tell you which, currencies are really strong and which currencies are really, really weak. And what I used to do is I used to find pretty much what is the strongest currency or what is the weakest currency, and I would buy the strong currency, and that's all I'd do. All I'd do is buys. I would never take sells. I would only ever take buys, because something's always going up, right? Currencies can be all going down. Somebody might have said something in America and all the currencies are going down, like euro, pound, dollar, all going down. Something's going up, isn't it? Gold, right? So there's always going to be something that is going up, and you just, all that my strategy before used to be was find the pair or the currency which is going up, and then pair that with the currency that is really weak, so it's a bullish currency. So all we're wanting to do is buy that currency when we've got a retracement. So let's look at GJ. Okay, this looks a bit crazy. This is a new setting that I'm going to get on the Renko Gold indicator. Again, you don't need it; you can just do it yourself, and it draws in support and resistance. Because guess what? If you've never used support and resistance on a Renko chart, it's a game changer. Everybody talks about support and resistance on a candlestick chart, but on a Renko chart, it really is a game changer because look how clean the market looks there. You can see instantly where the support and resistance lines are. You don't need the indicator because you can just draw them in yourself. And where it's red, that's where the indicator thinks somehow that it's a very strong level. And there's a bit of logic behind why it does that. But all you need to do is go up a block. So I'm using Renko 1 pip, right? 1 pip is what I'm using for this, which is enough. It doesn't sound much, but it's fine. All you need to do is go up to the 2 or the 3 and have a look at where the levels are there and draw them in a different colour and then come back to the 1. But yeah, so we're looking for something that is really, really bullish. And the reason why I'm looking at a pound pair is because this morning it was really bullish, right? It's kind of done its thing and sold off a little bit through the course of the day. But when I looked at my sheet that will tell me what's strong and what's not, it said pound was very strong and it said yen was very, very weak. And that was probably around about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. I think, yeah, probably about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning, I think, when I looked at that originally. So what I would have done, I mean, where's 8 o'clock? Let's just find 8 so we can get a vertical line in. So 8 o'clock it's around about there sometime. Okay, so at this point, ignore all this on that side. I'd have come in and I've been looking at the market probably around about here. And I'd have been going, right, it's bullish. So what are we going to do? We're going to draw in a fib from the low to the high of the nearest big bullish expansion, which is from there to there. Can you see? And that's it. And then what would I be doing then? Well, I'd be putting in some pendings. I'd put a pending order in at around about the 38.2. I'll put a pending order in at the 50%, and I'll put a pending order in at the 61.8%, because the point is, let's DCA in, dollar cost average into a really great price. Now, it so happens that I mean, as you can see here, we'd have come in and we'd have bought in at 38. We'd have come down a bit more and bought in at 50. We'd have come down even more right down here and bought in at 61.8. And then we'd have come up and we'd have made some nice profits up here, because we wouldn't be going for the top. We're never shooting for the top, all right, in this strategy. We're just looking to try and take something out of the market. And that's why these lines come in. So that's a high, yeah, but it's not had huge amounts of touches. Not recently. It's, the area that's had the most amount of touches recently is this line here. Can you see this top line here? A touch here, a touch here, a touch here, a touch there, a touch there. Loads of touches here, a touch there. We'd have bought in, the price would have come down, and we'd have probably said we want to be getting out around about this level. Now, it might have been that we'd have bought in here, we'd have bought in here, we'd have come up, we'd have taken our profits here, and the trade would have finished. Fine. We may have come back down and taken this and then got out here. Fine. I'd probably have got out here. We'd have got in there, we'd have got in there, and we'd have got a bit of profit. That would have been nice. And that is essentially what I used to do with Forex pairs. I didn't just trade one pair, I traded all of them. But I looked, London Open, I would say, right, what's strong and what's weak. And I've got a system that will tell me exactly what is strong and what is weak. You can just figure it out yourself, I guess. If there's any interest, I can put it in our group that we've got on Discord. If there's interest for me to post that, I can do. And that's all we do. That's all we do. Euro JPY was another one this afternoon, from memory, was quite strong, which would have been, this was New York, which would have been about 2:30. Okay, so let's find 2:30 here. And I get it. They'll be in the comments. You're all going to be going, oh, but look, you're just doing it in hindsight. Anybody can do that. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right to call that out. Anybody can do this in hindsight. I can cherry pick any chart and make it look as great as I want. Okay. It's on you guys now to go and look, right? Load up some charts. Go to BlackBull. There's a link in the description. Get yourself cTrader. You need cTrader, all right? Do it. Have a go and see for yourself, all right? It does work. It does work if you're into trading Forex pairs. It takes a little bit longer than my structure break strategy, a little bit longer, but it does work. So let's look for 2:30, which was right there. So at that point, it was saying that the euro was strong and the Japanese yen was weak. All right, at that point, that's what it said. If we zoom out enough, I mean, we can't really tell. Doesn't look particularly strong. Oh no, I suppose it sort of probably is. I know the yen has been very weak, but at that point, that's what it said. So what would I have done at that point? Well, there's a couple of things you can do. You could have drawn your fib from that low there to that high there, which is probably about as big an expansion as you're going to find. And at this point, you could have put in an order at the 50, an order at the 61.8. You already surpassed the 38.2 at that point, but you'd have got one order in there and you'd have been targeting sort of up here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hitting that area quite a lot. You'd have got out. You could probably even shoot a bit higher. We don't know if it's going to go any higher or not. You didn't necessarily need to go for that one. You could have gone for this one here. I probably wouldn't at this point, because look, at 2:30, the market's already down here. But you could have done, and you could have bought in down here, and you'd have probably done quite well. But I would have gone for this expansion here because it's the biggest, and at this point it gives me the best opportunity to make some money. So that's that one. There we go. That's and then we come back to gold. Does it work on gold? I'll take the standard signals off. Does it work on gold is the question. Well, again, we just sort of let's look just for an expansion. So we've got an expansion here. It's quite an obvious expansion. Anybody would pick that up. We do our fib. We'd put an order in here, an order in there, and an order in there. That wouldn't get taken. This one would. This one would. And what would we be targeting? We'd sort of probably be targeting around about here. Because look, if we zoom out... Yeah, let's have a look. Let me just zoom out a little bit more and have a look. Yeah, probably around about here somewhere, this bit here. Yeah, we'd have got in and out there quite nicely. Let's see if we can find any more expansions. We're always looking for a bullish market, though. We're not just looking for something that's going down and then it expands. It's got to be a pretty bullish market. I mean, there's one here that I've done earlier. You can see here it came down, it picked all our orders up down here, and then it shot up. Another one here. Should we see if this works? That comes from down there up to there. You put our orders in there. Look at that. I mean, it's to the pip. Picks our orders up at the 50 and the 38.2, and away it goes. Right, it's been a long old video. I just wanted to share a different strategy with you. Give it a go. Get yourself on. We've moved to BlackBull now because UK customers can get 500 to 1 leverage, which they couldn't get with IC before. So join BlackBull. There's a link in the description if you want, and give this a go because it wins all the time. Get hold of me in Telegram, and if you want me to share the strength stuff that I've got, I can do. I can share it in there if it helps, which it should do because I don't necessarily trade this way, but I know a few people have been asking about other strategies, and it did work for me for a while. So yeah, that's it for now. I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.